Welcome back to the Pitchside Podcast channel. I'm your host, the HOD of the PSP. Like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, enable notifications to receive all the updates from these match recaps and all other content on the channel. Follow us on social media, PSP on Twitter, Pitchside on Instagram, and you can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Google Podcast, or any other platform. Of course, because of the congestion of the games and the fixture and the schedule, we couldn't do the game between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, but now we're going to be doing this. And, this is a result that would be lovely for Barcelona fans. Obviously, it would be a very, very likeable result for the Barcelona fans. It keeps them 3 points behind Atletico Madrid, but more importantly, it keeps them above Real Madrid in the table with 2 points of difference. Of course, Atletico Madrid still have only one game in hand now, and they would be all level with Barcelona and Real Madrid. And obviously, I think both of them would be rooting for Athletic Bilbao in this one. Atletico Madrid, of course, suffered a couple of bad results in the Champions League and in the league, and the victory against Villarreal in between. I mean, 1 win in 5, by the way, for Atletico Madrid. This is the worst form they ever had this season. Getting Trippier and Carrasco back in the lineup was pretty good. The start was super strong from Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid started really high. They started tactically wrong, playing that sort of, again, makeshift 3 in the back with Varane, Casemiro, and Nacho. It didn't exactly work against a side like Atletico Madrid, with Marcus Llorente providing the assist for the first goal for Luis Suarez, and Luis Suarez again showing why he is lethal, why Barcelona made a huge mistake by letting him go on a free for their rival in Atletico Madrid. A brilliant goal, brilliant left foot of a finish, by the way, in the first 50 minutes or so. One for Atletico, and for a long while after that goal, it looked like Atletico Madrid are going to be playing the game where they just sit on their lead 1-0, and, for the most part, they did. Real Madrid went more forward, but again, they weren't effective, as it for most of their games this season, really. They weren't really that effective going forward in terms of creating a lot of chances. They didn't have they didn't have this sting about them, specifically on that right-hand side with Asensio, Rodrigo less so on the left-hand side, but certainly Atletico Madrid couldn't muster a lot of opportunities when it comes to the shots on target, at least in the first half, with Oblak not having a lot to do. Atletico Madrid sat well on their lead for the first half, but then in the second half, they tried to start with the same way. They went a little bit high up the pitch. Joao Felix was introduced in the second half as well, but a bit of, clumsiness, exhaustion, tiredness, combination of both really caused Atletico Madrid to drop in their level, from the 65th or 70th minute onward, and Real Madrid mounted pressure even more, getting back to the 4-3-3 really, with Casemiro adding himself as an extra runner in that attack, and he's one of the best players on the game, by the way. Karim Benzema, how important he is as well for Real Madrid, scoring the equaliser, proving his worth really for the club, returning and providing the goal. Of course, the work was done by Casemiro, wriggling his way through that Atletico defense, so static, too much ball watching, of course, cutting back, and Benzema with the easiest goal he would ever score all season, probably, making it 1-1 for Real Madrid. And Atletico, once they concede goals, for some reason, they just don't move, they just don't go forward. Simeone not going forward when the time was right. Real Madrid going forward when the time was right, equalising, getting the point, keeping the title race alive and well for everyone, for Real Madrid, for Atletico Madrid, and for Barcelona. I think Atletico Madrid will probably lament this result. They should also lament the results that they had against Levante, the couple of points dropped there. They also should lament probably their Champions League loss against Chelsea. I mean, it's really, really hard for them to accept the fact that they're now dropping points. I mean, at a certain point of the season, we were talking about Atletico Madrid being 10 points ahead, 11 points ahead, 8 points ahead, 7 points ahead. Now they're just 3 points ahead of Barcelona, 5 ahead of Real Madrid, and also they have a game against Athletic Bilbao that is not easy at all for Atletico Madrid. And, it just might be the game where Atletico Madrid lose the title. It's going to be a crazy conclusion to the Liga title race if Atletico Madrid indeed lose the title, because that's going to be too much for Simeone, really. An important result for Real Madrid in the derby. I think if they lost it, probably they would have been out of the title race mostly, and it would have been now I think El Clasico, the next Clasico, which is going to be taking place in April, I think, is going to be of different proportions, it is going to be of incredibly important nature if we're talking about its value for the title race, of course, with both teams, Real Madrid and Barcelona, still in it. Atletico Madrid, 1 win in the last 5. And this is, I think, again, the worst form they had all season. And it looks like Atletico Madrid are fading away for some reason. They're running on fumes for some reason, it seems. Diego Simeone, it looks like he can't manage some sort of a lead position. He can't handle the way his team has been all season. I mean, we were expecting a drop somehow, but the drop happened, I think, in the worst way possible, in the most lifeless way possible for Atletico Madrid. It didn't seem that Atletico Madrid wanted to win in the derby at certain points. They didn't seem like they go for it, that they wanted to go for it. They had the chances in the second half, but not to the point where they could really muster a lot of danger on Real Madrid, who salvaged 2 points or lost, who salvaged a point or lost 2 points. It depends, really. It's going to be a big discussion about that. But the most important thing is the title race is alive, and Real Madrid keeping themselves well truly behind Barcelona and Real Madrid. And obviously the rest of the season now, 12 or 13 fixtures, is going to be just incredible to watch. Every week is going to matter for those 3 teams in terms of the Liga title. That's it from me for this match recap. I was your boy, the HOD of the PSP. Of course, like, share, comment what you thought of the game, subscribe to the YouTube channel, enable notifications to receive all the updates from these match recaps and other content on the channel, including the podcast, which you can listen to on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or any other platform. Follow us on social media, PSP on Twitter, page SitePod on Instagram, and until tomorrow in the podcast episode, I will be seeing you soon. Goodbye.